communication, right? We had a lot of modes of communication, but there was a thought like how to get into the space and how can we learn or investigate about the space or how can we utilize it for the communication. And with that thought, the innovation was satellite. So the answer for that the mode of communication using the space was the satellite, and that's how the 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 satellite was introduced. The the idea of the satellite came. So that's all about that one. Okay. So I will explain you one by one. So as you can see here we have different orbits. Okay. These lines are like I'm sitting on the low Earth orbit and you are sitting on the geosynchronous Earth orbit. So for the low Earth orbit, normally it's in the range of less than 2,000 kilometers from the Earth's surface. And if you put any satellite in this orbit, it normally takes around 30 to 90 minutes approximately to revolve around the Earth. So that is the orbital period. And normally in this low Earth orbit, we launch the satellite which are used for like satellite communication and many other like international space stations are there and so on. And next is medium Earth orbit. So this one is around 8,000 to 12,000 kilometers, the range of the medium Earth orbit. So any satellite, if we put any satellite on this orbit, it takes around 10 to 12 hours approximately to revolve around the Earth. That is orbital period is 10 to 12 hours. And normally we launch navigation satellites. Navigation satellites which are used to find the location of the devices. Nowadays, like GPS is used in every devices, mobile phone, or even in the cars, right, and so on. So for that purpose, we use the medium Earth orbit. And the next one is the geosynchronous orbit. So geosynchronous orbit is like around 36,000 kilometers, and the orbital period is 24 hours. So the Earth itself moves in its orbit, and it also has the orbital period of the 24 hours. So what it makes is like the speed of the satellite and the orbital period of the Earth is same. So it seems that the satellite is not moving. So it gives you the illusion that the satellite is not moving. That's why it is called geostationary. It is not stationary, but it gives the illusion because it has the same speed. Similarly, it is called geosynchronous because it has the same speed. So it is very useful for the broadcast purpose because since satellite has a stationary coverage in the specific region, so it is very useful for the broadcasting and the internet broadbanding and so on. So most of all of our technical satellites are mounted using let's move to this section. So in this section we have basically three poses: first, second, third, and then we first, second, third. So this is repeated at the fourth, this is repeated at the fifth, and this is repeated at the sixth. Okay. So the first portion, so most of them are like this is designed with an intention to give some instruction for the high people. Normally the Thai students from the college and university visit. So you will see the description in the Thai. So sorry for that. But you can see what it gives the information about different orbit that I just explained. Like if you select it, right, so it goes to medium Earth orbit. Now it will give the description of the medium Earth orbit, like the orbital period, how much is the altitude, and so on. You can play with it actually. It's very interesting to see in that way. So the next section is for the satellites, different satellites that have been launched in different orbits. Like if you go for the lower orbit, so you have the this is one of the satellites. So you can go to the next, right? So it will show next here. So it will show the different satellites in the different orbit. So you can go to the menu, right? And then you can go to the medium Earth orbit, right? And then so you will get different satellites in the medium Earth orbit. So this section will show you the different information, different satellites which are in the different orbit. Obviously, in the info it will go the information about this satellite and so on. But sorry, but it's everything in time. So the next one is for the application. Like what kind of application that has been used in different satellite uplink in different orbits. Okay. So if you go to the menu, right, so you will get for different satellites. Like if you go for the medium Earth orbit, so normally it is used for navigation. This is the navigation point. Okay, so let me find Thailand. That's the easy one. Okay. So if I go to the Thailand, because okay, so So it shows the location where we are. Okay, so it shows the location where we are, something like that. So it's basically showing that so it shows Thailand, right? So it's like can be used for the pinpointing the device, location of the devices, so location of any point in the earth, basically navigation. And if you go to the another thing like a geosynchronous satellite, right? So it will be like it should have broadcast, right? I mean uplink, the satellite will be broadcast, and there should be something pop up like broadcasting television and so on. So this is for the broadcast application. So mainly the satellites which are launched in the geosynchronous Earth orbit normally is used for broadcasting and the broadband internet. So yeah, so you can play with it. It's for like more interactive and to make it more interesting to understand the concept.
No, this is not touch. This,
Press.
maybe.
You have the sensor on the outside. That's why. So when you change it, right, it sense the signal on and off. So that's the point.
So they place the sensor behind this, and then the screen will pop up. So it's a bit interactive, but not really.
No, but
you
good
can try.
enough. Yeah.
Feel free to test and test if you like. Yes, normally for the student.
And if you want to watch,
that's
you
why
can
they have
watch.
explanation.
So it will show like it is broadcasting, satellite is receiving, amplify, and broadcast back, and you can receive from any remote station within the coverage area.
ভাই দাদা দেখলে কিন্তু নিশ্চিত
দাদার জন্য ভিডিও করছি
পুরো ভিডিও পুরো দেখা নিয়ে যাচ্ছে।
There are many satellites actually now. So if you move to the next section, this is the next section. So this one is for the history of the satellite, history of the space communication, and the history of the satellite. So basically the concept of the satellite to provide the communication, it was first given by Arthur C. Clarke, because he is the first one who gave the concept that we can cover the entire globe if you place 3 satellites at 120-degree space apart. Okay, so that was the first one. And then, of course, the first satellite was launched by the previous Soviet Union, USSR, and it was done in 2500. So this one is Thai here again, but I can convert it to the English for you. It's very easy. You have to just subtract 5, 4, and 3.
Five.
You subtract 5, 4, and 3. You will get the
5, 4 and
3, 543. So if you subtract that, you will get in the English year.
This is Buddhist year.
This is Thai year.
Thai
Thai.
year.
They have the month same like the English, right? January, February, but the year is Thai year.
So you are
it
in
is-
advance.
Yeah.
Advance of the English year.
What's this based on?
A
English
specific
is-
event.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't belong to Thailand, so I don't know the history of that year.
Buddhist, that's what.
Basic,
English is after Thai scientific.
English later, we are longer.
I think they follow the Buddhism. So it should be the Buddhist year because they are ahead. They are ahead of the AD, right? Jesus Christ. They are ahead of the Jesus Christ. So Buddhism come earlier, so it should be from them. So anyway, so this is the year when they launched the first satellite. Okay, it's actually if you change into the English year, it will be 1957.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the first year when they launched the first satellite, which was Sputnik first, right? And this was launched at the low Earth orbit, and it remained on the space around 20 to 22 days, and it was able to transmit like a radio signal. But later, when the battery ran out, which is one of the essential thing for the satellite, which is the main source, if you don't have the solar panel, of course. So for this case, you can see these 4 are the antennas, and then it moved around 22 days, and after the battery ran out, it come to the lower space and burn out and finish. So yeah, after that, we had a long war between the US and the USSR at that time to invade the space, right? So we skip that and we will go to the point where Thailand actually start the satellite communication. So this was 2.10. This is the year when Thailand, after 10 years, okay, just after the 10 years, so it is 1967. So the Thailand started to have the satellite communication. We did not have our own satellite, but we have the Earth station to uplink. So that is in the Sriracha, Chonburi.
So are you the first in Asia?
I am in the fourth in the Asia. I think if it is not by India, because the close competitor is India, because they are also a little bit ahead and they have their own spacecraft and launching. So if they are not, then maybe we are the one. Okay, so yeah, this one we use the Intelsat second. Just after the 10 years, the first satellite was launched. The satellite, the Thaicom, start to have the satellite communication, and it's in Sriracha, Chonburi. It's a little bit far from the Bangkok. So yeah, we still have there. Then after around 26 years, around 2536, Thailand start to uplink their own satellite, and it was uplinked by Thaicom. That is our company. So this is the first satellite that we launched. And
When Thaicom formed?
1991, and it was launched in 1993, after 2 years. So this is the old prototype of the satellite. You can see that it is a CAN set. Okay, and every instrument is inside, transponder and all the batteries and everything is inside. And the antenna is, of course, this will be, after you go to the space, it will be reflected back. And the outer coverage is the solar panel, and that is the source of the energy. Because we have the only source that we can get from the space is the sun power, right? And we have to use it. So we have the solar panel, but this one have different difficulties. Like you cannot have the good communication inside. A solar panel is not wide open. So because if you have the wide open solar panel, if the area is more, you can absorb more energy. So yeah, after that we have like a mini.
Hello.
Yes.
How many transponders?
In Thaicom 1, it's already deorbited, sir. It's not in the space now. Thaicom 1,
At
How
that
many
time,
transponders are there?
I'm not sure, sir, because it was deorbited before I joined this company.
It was
But-
in which band?
information is
I
not.
think in C-band.
And who is the manufacturer of the satellite?
This one was manufactured by, if I'm not wrong, it was manufactured by Hughes. Hughes from the France.
France.
Yeah, Hughes.
Okay.
And after that, Thaicom 2 also from Hughes. And then we moved to Space System, Laurel, USA. And then we also use Thales,
Thales,
and then we also use the Orbital Sciences,
Okay.
which is now combined with another company
Thales,
to become.
satellite is Thaicom 3 or?
Thaicom 3 is Thales, and
Thales.
Thaicom 5 is also Thales, but they combine with Alcatel and they call it Alcatel Thales.
Okay.
Alcatel Thales,
Yeah.
yes.
And then before we also used Thaicom 6 uplink with the Orbital Sciences. And then when we launched Thaicom 8, it was combined with another company and it was called Orbital ATK. So it's like the company
from USA.
from USA. Thales is from France and then
Yes.
this
Okay.
is from US.
So right now you have 5 geostationary satellites. 5,
Yes, from Thaicom 4 to Thaicom 8.
4 to 8.
4 to 8.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 is already
Already
out of,
deorbited.
end of life.
Yeah, this is already deorbited. So yeah, so this is the brief history of how the satellite communication started and how the Thailand embedded in the satellite business and how the Thaicom community plays on satellite. So this is the brief history. So if you move to the next section, this one is like how to launch. Okay, this is the launching vehicle. So how we launch the satellite. So basically we launch with the rocket. So this is the launch vehicle, what we call. This is the prototype for the Ariane space. Before we use the Ariane space of Thaicom 5. Thaicom 1 to Thaicom 5 was launched by Ariane space, and Thaicom 6, 7, 8 by the SpaceX using the Falcon 9
Ariane space in which country?
in the France.
France.
Yeah.
Ariane Space France? আমাদের প্রথমে কোথায়
And
ছিল?
then SpaceX, of course, USA, Elon Musk, everyone know, right? Yeah. So this is the prototype, right? So you have like first section is called they call it booster. Okay, upthrust. And the second one booster, and then the last one is the upthrust. sorry, thruster. So this one first section will have to get enough power because we have to get rid of these gravitational forces, right? So the first section is mainly focused to get rid of these gravitational forces, and you go to the higher space. So once you go to the higher space, you have the power. The first part will go, and the second part will help you to go to up to the geostationary level, right? And after that, you have the upthrust, and you get it to the slowly and slowly. You have the large scale of maneuvering, and then you will get it to the orbital location. Then the satellite will be ejected from the payload. That's the mass. That's the last part, right? And when the payload is open, payload actually contains the satellite, which is the main thing, and it also has some thrust. So it will slowly, we can send the command, and then we locate at the exact position. So yeah, so that's how it is done. And then if you see the payload, it can have more than one satellite when they uplink. I mean, you know, right? I mean, now India has, there's recently, I mean, I think last year, not more than 2 or 3 years, they uplinked many satellites, and it was one of the great news in the space industry. So now this is just a prototype showing that 2 satellites. So when it happens like this, so the one that is at the upper side have to pay more as compared to the lower one, because that is the first one to come out of the space.
First one will
Yeah.
come out from the
Yeah,
space.
so that's why they have to pay more. So this is
So
the
first one will have
more money.
more
have to
money.
pay money.
Okay.
Because it has the first one to eject, yeah, and it has a less risk. So yeah, so this is the prototype of, and then once you make some satellite, right? So you will also have this kind of experience. So you will be given some souvenir like this. The one that you, so once you have your satellite that you manufacture, we will also provide you this one. So this one is the prototype, right? How the satellites are stand, and then this section is showing the launching locations. So for the launch location, there are 2 things that is basically taken into account when they select the launch location. The first thing is it should be near the sea or the area which have the less population, so that there is no casualties or not much effect when there is any kind of accident. And the second thing is the launch location should have the least distance from the space. So that is normally at the equator. So you can see that most of the launch locations are at the range of the equator. So that is the reason. So 2 things they normally take care. And for us, we use this Korea Prince Winia, that is 5 and 5, which is at the South America over here, 5. Number
5.
Yeah, that
Okay.
is that one we use for up to Thaicom 5. We use from that one.
French Guyana.
Yeah, French Guiana, we use that one. So, and after Thaicom 6, 7 and 8, as we manufacture it from the US, right? So we select the one from the number 4, that is Capitan from the United States. So the reason we select this one to uplink is after we manufacture it, if we select number 5, we have to transport it for the
Long
longer
distance.
distance, and it has a possibility to have some kind of damage. So just to avoid that one, we select the one which is the nearest, so have the less chances of any destruction. So that's
So
how
right
the-
now, total 22 launch
Yeah,
pad
the-
available.
Yeah,
Okay, launch location.
to our knowledge. that's what I can say to our knowledge.
So for this one, this is mass
But,
far from
yeah,
the
but
equator.
every country
But
have
they-
have
okay.
but the one which have the, like if you say US, right, they are not going to make at the edge of the
Yes,
south.
sure.
So they try to get it to the least distance and the area which have the less population, and yeah, it's a remote area, and basically if it is near the sea, I mean if everything falls on the sea.
Yes.
So,
First priority is near the sea.
yeah. And in this section, actually, this is the latest innovation you might heard from the SpaceX, right? They try to retrieve the second portion. That is, as I said, the booster, the second portion. They try to retrieve it back. So
Second or
second,
lower?
second.
Okay.
Second
Middle
one-
portion.
Second layer.
Yeah, the middle one.
Middle portion.
Yeah,
Okay.
middle portion. So what happens is like when you go to the space, right, and the last person will detach, right, and the last person will go, and after that the payload will be detached, right, and,
Okay.
and then it go to the orbital position. But the second one, right, before it was destroyed, but now they try to get it back.
Yes.
And the location where it comes back when you do it depends on which location you have to uplink the satellite. So the landing location may be on the middle of the sea,
Okay.
right? And the area if you have seen the video, it's very popular in the YouTube or anything. That this space is very small, right? In the sea, it's not stable, right? So sometimes it doesn't come to the exact point and it falls and it blasts. So it have many cases that it is not successful before, but now the success rate is increasing, like maybe around 7 out of 10 they can retrieve back. So SpaceX has this technology and they can get back this middle portion, which actually reduces the cost because you can use it for the next flight. So yeah, so this is the new technology that has been recently evolved and they are getting the higher rate of success in the recent cases as compared to before. And these are some prototypes. As I said, if you make some satellite, they will give you some souvenirs showing the prototype of the launch vehicle that has been used. Right? So yeah.
আমাদেরকে দিছে
হ্যাঁ,
So
this
this is
is-
the new space.
Falcon 9
ওরা দিছে
ওটা ওটা তো দেয়নি না না
ওরা দেয়
ওটা আমার ফ্রেন্ড দিছে
আরে দেয়
ও,
এরকম একটা ডিটেইলে দেয়
ওরা স্পেস
তাহলে দিত
জব
না।
করে
ওরা দেয়
স্পেস এক্সে জব
ওরা
করে
দেয় না এটা
বুঝতে পারছি।
মানে অফিশিয়ালি কিছু দেয় না।
এটা তো
দুজন কাপল আছে
তাহলে ওটা
স্পেস এক্সে জব
বাদ
করে ওরা
রাশিয়া যেত
Okay, so yeah, this is some prototype that is for Ariane 4 and this is Falcon 9. And these are the launch vehicles that we use to launch our satellites. And moving to this one shows the satellite that we have launched today. Titan 1 and Titan 8. But Titan 1, Titan 2 and Titan 3 are deorbited. It's not in the service. And we have in service is Titan 4, Titan 5, Titan 6, Titan 7 and Titan 8.
No replace satellite for all three. No
Okay, sir.
replace.
We replace
3 replaced by 5.
Yeah, 3 replaced by 5. Correct. 3 replaced by 5. The Titan 4 is basically it's for the broadband communication.
Yes.
And it has a concept of the frequency they use. It is a small beam, like in the mobile communication. If the cells are not adjacent, you can use the frequency. So it increases the bandwidth capability. So it has that facility in the Tycon 4.
It is the STS satellite.
Yes, it uses the IP star technology. Like we have the gateway and we have the many user terminal, and each user terminal get the communication to the gateway. So it has to communicate with another user terminal. It has to go to the gateway. So it is a star technology. Then we also call it as a IP star. So that's why it's called IP star satellite.
IP.
Tycon 4.
IP
Because we use for internet.
Internet, okay,
Mainly
okay,
for
got it.
broadband. And the Tycon 5 is like a conventional satellite type of broadcast, right? And can also be used for internet. And Tycon 6, 7, and 8 are the same. But the location